to clinch their division, will clinch their playoff berth in the AFC. Realistically, if they win, I'm sure if they win the Christmas Day game versus the 49ers, then they just clinch their the number one. They had a number one seed because it won't be. I mean, what the Chiefs and lost 5 games now?
Yeah.
Well, they probably still got to beat the Dolphins too. That's why again when we had. Yeah, that's why to actually clinch the number one seed. That's why I said even when we was talking about it a couple of weeks ago with that AFC,
they win all their games. They can't lose no more.
The why not?
Because that's what they got the 49ers, they got Miami, and then they got us. So you can't lose. You got to pretty much win out because if you.
No, you don't got 2 because everybody else got 5. You only have 4 if you lose 1.
Miami don't. Miami got 3.
Oh, they got 4. They just lost.
Miami just won against the Jets.
They lost the week before that. They got 4. I know for a fact they got 4 losses.
They got 4 losses.
It's only 2 teams in the NFL with 3 losses, and that's the 49ers and the 3. The 49ers, the Eagles, and the Ravens. Yeah, hell no. Yeah, the Dolphins got 4 losses. Yeah, ain't no way. Yeah, but I mean, they still have to beat the Dolphins, though. You're absolutely right. You can't lose back-to-back games. You wouldn't be able to lose to the Niners and the Dolphins and then still be able to go into the AFC. That won't work. But yeah, shout out to the Ravens. Real quick, and I guess we can get back. We can get into whatever else. I don't know. A homegirl of mine texted me. What was it last week when they played the Cowboys, and she was just like, "No, what's wrong with Jalen Hurts? Why he playing like he looked like he playing like he hurt?"
Yes.
Yeah, but he just it's just like you if you actually
his knee or something like that.
Yeah, but it's just like if you're gonna be out there,
dog.
Both
of them now.
Well, you might be right. But I'm just saying, if you out there, it's like, you got to thug it out because it's just like when we watch Justin Fields and you watch Lamar Jackson, just their elusiveness when they can break away from tackles is like you ain't getting that from Jalen Hurts no more. Like he just so stiff in the back. He just so
jeopardize myself.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, dog, you gotta just leave it all. It's football, dog. You gotta leave it all out there, dog.
Yeah, okay. You leave it out there, then your ass be done.
You already got paid.
Right. That shit ain't guaranteed. No, you still got to play. Their contracts are not like the NBA.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, the whole thing ain't guaranteed. But if you sit here and say, okay, 70% of this is guaranteed or whatever the case may be, no, to me, when you play a shell of yourself, I feel like it do you more of a disservice than you sit here and say, I'm not going to sit here and play scared. Like when you seen Lamar,
why you think Aaron Rodgers trying to hurry up and come back? Nigga, that shit, you still want to get your money. You don't want to lose your endorsements and shit like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Though. Aaron Rodgers just want to come back because Aaron Rodgers is one of those like super nerds that believe in like the holistic way to heal yourself and all that. So he's got a whole different type of game and angle that he playing with. But he still got paid. He still got his $60 million this year.
No, but you still want it. Like if Aaron Rodgers set out this whole season, it's like who to really think, all right, is he going to be any good next year? Like let's just say if he only had one contract, like if he had a 1-year contract with the Jets, you think somebody's going to re-sign him coming off
I think the Jets don't have no choice though. They don't have no choice but to re-sign him.
They wouldn't sign him for that money though.
They probably won't sign him for the $60 million. But realistically, he probably won't even ask for the $60 million if coming off a crazy injury like that. Because it just wouldn't mathematically, it wouldn't make no sense. But I'm 100% positive next year if he feel like I can play again, which obviously he's saying because he even trying to put that in the air that he gonna come back before the season over. He's gonna be a Jet next year. He's gonna play for the Jets next year.
Yeah, he's still on contract.
Yeah, so my whole thing of it is though, but the brunt of that contract was this season right here. This was the season where he got the majority of that money, whatever his contract was.
But what I'm trying to say to you is, I'm not going to jeopardize my career just to make a highlight.
I ain't saying make a highlight, but you still just don't when you don't look like yourself, and it's just like it's costing your team a little bit more than it is. Like you on the field.
If I already got a bum knee, my knees are not that. I'm not going to sit here and go like, oh yeah, well I need to make this highlight play. If I can get it done the way I'm planning, I'm not going to jeopardize it.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is, I hear what you're saying, but to the eye, if you've been watching him play long enough, he don't look like he getting it done no more. It just look like he out there. Like even just against that Cowboy jump, dog, it was a lot of times he was holding on to the ball forever. And it's like, damn, dog, you back there for so long. It's like you don't even try to like move. Like if you one thing, and it was crazy, and that's why I do like listening with the sound on. I'm watching the game last night, and when the commentator talking about Lamar Jackson, he was just like, look how long he'll sit in the pocket, but he's moving the whole time from left to right, where it's kind of like it make it harder for the linebacker who's supposed to be spying him to actually keep on him because it's just like, all right, he go run to the right, and then now that linebacker is spying on him, run to the right. So all he heard was waiting for the dude to come across the middle so he could hit him in the left. And he did that last night. It's just like you can see the difference between, like, if you watch the difference between watching Lamar Jackson and watching Jalen Hurts right now, it's night and day, dog. Like that, them plays that Lamar make, and like I said, we can get off of sports right after this last take for me that I feel like I gotta continuously put that out, especially if the Ravens beat the 49ers on Christmas Day. Lamar Jackson is hands down the MVP because
it's not an argument now.
But I think I appreciate that you agree, but think about for how many, I mean, of course, and y'all know sometimes, and Marcus and my younger brother get mad because they don't listen to all the sports shows, but I listen to these shows and nobody has brought him up in the MVP conversation at all. Yeah. Like it was Dak, it was for a long time, it was just Purdy. And of course, y'all know it was Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts was in there for a minute. And then, of course, after the 49ers then beat the Cowboys and beat the Eagles, then okay, now people got to put a little bit more respect on Purdy. So he was up there. Then after the Cowboys beat the Eagles, then Dak Prescott was up there. And shout out to Michael Parsons because he was the one who was kind of pushing that. Like he was pushing that on his podcast. Was like he kept saying it, and a lot of these journalists and in these shows they be lazy. So anything he say, they pick it up and they started run with it and make it a conversation. So he made a conversation for him. But even for Josh Allen, if they went out, I'm not saying he's saying he should be over Lamar, but he should be back in the conversation. Because these teams, especially for them two, for Lamar Jackson and for Lamar Jackson more than Josh Allen, the games that they lost, it was their fault. We came on here every week, every time, and when I can see him say Lamar Jackson lost that game. Mm-hmm. So if we win and lose as he go, how he ain't the MVP if they got the best record in the NFL? And I'm just, of course, right now it's a three-way tie. It's them, the Niners, and the Eagles. But I'm saying if he beat the Niners, all right, dog, we got the best record in the NFL. How am I not the lead for the MVP? No. And y'all got to think about how crazy that would be, a complete 360 from this summer. Everybody, think about all the teams at the beginning of the summer when the all season started and all the teams was like, oh yeah, we don't need Lamar Jackson. We cool. We don't need him. And then he go turn around and become the MVP and they win the Super Bowl. So you know how crazy that is? I
think he won the Super Bowl.
Oh, of course he do. Of course he do. And I respect that from him because realistically, if you talking about running wise, this last night game was the first game he even ran like that all season long. He ain't really been for rushing for 100 yards. He ain't done that all season. And this is from somebody who betting money with him all time, I think. Well, let's say it's the second. But I know for a fact when them games when I thought he was going to run for the yards and you bet money on him, he ain't. This nigga was 50 yards, 40 yards. Because I get it because of course you do got players on your team like Odell Beckham who will get to start crying if he don't get the ball enough. So you got to, and one, you trying to work him back in and get the rust off of him, and you building up the confidence as Zay Flowers. So I understand because they even talked about that. I was watching Shannon Sharp jump. They had Dion on there with him and Ocho last night, and they spoke on that, was saying because what was it do? Holiday Brown, while he left, they was just like that kind of because they were supposed to be cool. Yeah. And they was like that kind of speak differently, like your homie, like somebody you supposed to be real friends with, left and didn't want to play with you no more. And now he gonna play
like his cousin though.
But my whole thing of it is he left, and now he ain't get no one. You ain't get no balls, and you on a losing team. And Dion kind of called him out on that. He was like, "Damn, that's kind of crazy." Because I thought the name of the game was to try to win. You worrying about stats. You went left and went to go play for another team. Now you still ain't getting the stats, and you on a losing team. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it happens. Like I said, we ain't got to stay on sports too long. I feel like we